Hey everybody, GP here, and one of the things that came up a lot of people asked for, I doing these EFT rounds and ask people for what it is that they want. And by the way, please in the comments ask for anything that it pops up for you. Just want to make a lot of these covering a variety of subjects, and the one that came up a lot is the subject of deserving. And boy, it's a real subtle one, and I want to talk a little bit about it before I do the EFT because I think it's really, really important. If you saw the video I made, The One Belief, this won't sound so strange to you. If you haven't seen it, see it. Go look at it. I'll put a link down below to go see it. Because it's really kind of primary to the whole thing. Because whenever we put a condition on anything, we have created a block to it. And we're creating those. There's no blocks in anything, right? There's no blocks in love. There's no blocks in life. There's no blocks in abundance. All the blocks are created by us artificially, right? And one of the ways in which we do that is we say, I'm not deserving. And so we've got a lack. Let's take abundance, for example. We have a lack of financial flow coming into our life. And so we begin to look for all the reasons why. Oh, why I don't have it. And one we settle on, the subject of this one is, oh, I don't feel like I deserve it. I've got this unconscious pattern, and that unconscious pattern is that I'm not deserving, and that's blocking it. Actually, it's not. What's blocking it is that you really believe that the unconscious pattern is blocking the flow of abundance. It's a little bit like saying that my false belief can stop God from doing what he's doing. Really, it's on that level. It is the nature of abundance to flow equally to everyone. It never runs out. As a matter of fact, it is so infinite in its source that whenever needed, it just generates new abundance. It's inexhaustible. So it's the belief in it that there's something restricting the flow and not the actual belief itself that we really have to concern ourselves with. So now I'm going to do some EFT, and I'm going to do it both ways. I need to make sure that the other recorder was on. I'm going to do it both ways. We're going to start with it as, the normal energetic pattern stuck in the system, because there is a part of you that doesn't believe it's deserving, right? And then there's another part that's convinced that because that belief is there, that I don't have a lot of flow. I mean, look around. Does everyone you see who have a lot of money deserve it? Does some I forget what the name is, trust fund baby, deserve it? Did they earn it? Did it come to them because they were more worthy? I know a lot of people with money, and they didn't deserve it. They just got it. It flows wherever it's welcome, wherever it's allowed. Deserving is irrelevant. So what happens if we take deserving completely out? What if it doesn't matter whether you're deserving or not, or believe yourself to be deserving? What if that isn't an effect on the flow of abundance at all, except your belief about it? All of a sudden, it doesn't matter if you feel deserving or not. Now, obviously, we want to feel deserving because it feels good to feel deserving. But we don't want to make deserving the reason why things aren't happening, because it's not. And it's evident from life. Just look around. Lots of people with abundance who really didn't deserve it. Lots of people in jobs they didn't deserve. Lots of people with celebrity, and we don't even know what they do. They're famous for being famous, right? So let's start on deserving, and let's do it because we want to feel that way. Why? Because it feels good. It feels right. It feels natural. It feels like it's supposed to feel, because we are deserving of love. We were born deserving of love. Of course we're lovable. It's the fact. It takes an enormous amount to get that out of us. So let's get started. So even though I don't feel deserving, it feels as if I got cut off from that. I got this deep-seated pattern in my nervous system that just doesn't feel deserving, can't accept deserving, just doesn't believe it. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. So even though I'm not deserving, no, I don't deserve anything. That's my truth, at least this part of me. And I love and accept myself anyway. Totally love and accept myself, even though I'm not deserving. So even though I'm not deserving, nothing should flow to me. I'm open to the possibility that it can flow to me anyway. And maybe that my feeling deserving or not feeling deserving has nothing to do with anything except feeling good. Let's tap through the points. I'm not deserving. I don't deserve anything. Nothing should come to me. I'm absolutely worthless. I was born worthless. Well, maybe not born worthless, but somewhere along the line I became worthless. Totally undeserving. Just born in sin. Maybe it was later. Maybe it was 4. When I did something when I was 4. When I kicked my baby brother. Maybe that's when I became undeserving. Maybe that was it. Or maybe I just got to believe I was, but I'm actually quite deserving. Maybe I just got this pattern stuck in my system, and it's never been true. I know my nervous system believes it to be true. I'm also certain it was a good strategy. Because if you don't feel deserving, you don't ask for too much. And if you already know you're not going to get it, because they can't give it to you, or they don't want to, that's a good explanation as to why. It's probably the wrong explanation, because the truth is, I've never met a kid who wasn't deserving. I never met a kid who didn't deserve unconditional love, who didn't deserve unconditional goodness. Santa doesn't ever bring coal. Santa doesn't forget anybody. That was just to keep me in line. And I decided it meant I wasn't deserving. Wow, this pattern got put there to protect me. To protect me from the fact that my environment wasn't kind to me. And it was easier to blame myself than it was to blame them. Can't blame them. They're godlike. They hold all the cards. So it must have been my fault. I wasn't worthy. I didn't deserve it. Wow. It's beginning to seem less true. I'm really open to the possibility that this was just a brilliant trick, a brilliant maneuver on the part of my nervous system to just give me a sense of safety, to make the world make sense when it wasn't doing what I knew it should have been doing. In fact, I did deserve unconditional love. I am deserving of it. I always was. So I'm open to the possibility now that I can start experiencing it. I'm letting that sense of deserving move through me and take over every last part of me. And I'm giving instructions to my nervous system now to completely remove all evidence of that non-deserving state, which was artificially created and not the truth. I totally give instructions for it to be removed, for me to be set free, for my heart to sing again. And while you're at it, also remove this idea that somehow this belief has had the power to block my abundance. Only I can do that. My abundance doesn't depend on deserving or not deserving. So I completely leave that out of the equation and give abundance permission to flow. In my current state, even if there's some belief in not deserving still hanging out. But I'm instructing all of that to go too. All of it. It can just leave now. My energy system knows how to get rid of it, and it knows I don't need it anymore. I'm so glad to find that I really am naturally deserving. Not because of earning something, not because I did something, not because I followed all the rules and was a good kid, but because I'm deserving. It's just the way I am. Because I am. Thank you. I love you. Deep breath time. Tried to cover it all in a short video. There may be some residual things left, but break this habit of thinking that I've got to fix my problems in order for my life to get better. You don't. You can let your life get better, and you can fix your problems because they're not really problems. You're finding out who you are, and you're going to feel better and better and better about yourself, which means there's more and more energy available to you, which is going to flow out and create more and more things in your life. And all we have to do is pull the stops out and let the things come to us. And believing that you're not deserving of it, your belief that you're feeling not deserving is stopping the flow, is the only belief you have to deal with, and we just did. So I look forward to hearing about what's going to happen in your life as you go through this. Love you all. This is GP. Namaste.